everyone. I have OCD, and I've gotten a lot of help from videos that people have put up here, so I figured it was a good idea to put up one of my own in case it helps somebody else. As you can tell, I'm not comfortable showing my face. I'm still getting used to the whole idea of personal disclosure, and that's just how I feel about it. So sorry about that. Hopefully, what I have to say is more important than what I look like. What I'm going to do here is explain what I think OCD is and what works for me and what my symptoms are. For whatever reason, seeing other people's OCD behavior or really talking about my own seems to help me the most. So if you don't like that, please feel free to go somewhere else. Okay, what is OCD? I think of OCD as a disease of enhanced significance. What the hell does that mean? Well, it means that for some weird reason, whatever it is, our brains tend to think of unimportant things as being really important in a dangerous way. So if we step on a blemish on the sidewalk, it means something awful. If we touch something the wrong way, we've made a big mistake. If we see a particular number, there's something terrible might happen. There's going to be awful consequences. And our brains make this mistake more than once because we also think some ridiculous ritual can neutralize that. Really, both are totally meaningless. And so that's what I mean by a disease of enhanced significance. Things seem really meaningful in a bad way or a good way that don't mean anything. This part of the brain is, like most other parts, really hard to reason with. This type of behavior can make you a bit of a perfectionist, but it can also really debilitate you if it becomes OCD. And any progress we make in fighting OCD comes by somehow finding a way to calm this sort of perpetually terrified part of the brain down, either through insight or therapy or medications, or a little bit of both. What sets it off? Tough to say. I think a lot of OCD symptoms have to do with transitions, going from one place to another, leaving the house, moving from one room to another room, finishing a task and going on to the next task. There's an inner voice in us that should say, okay, that's good enough, now on to the next thing. But that voice doesn't work right in us, and we get this nagging feeling that it's not good enough, it's not quite finished, you gotta do it right, and something terrible is gonna happen if you don't fix it. And that just keeps us in this rut over and over and over again of being unable to move from task A to task B. A lot of the OCD symptoms I see on the web seem to be related to doorways or moving from room to room or opening cabinets, basically when you're moving from one environment to another. Maybe I'm making that up, I don't know, but I just noticed that. What helps? Well, for me, what really has made a difference is watching somebody else do the rituals or hearing them talk about them. I always just wanted to find sort of a support group, and the one I went to was good for a while, and then everyone was completely crazy and talking about their divorce or their problems or their plumbing, and so the videos on YouTube have really helped because when I can see someone's OCD, I can see the behavior, and I know that that behavior is crazy, but I'm not feeling the same anxiety and the drive that I feel when it's my behavior. So then when I can see someone else's rituals and behaviors, I can say, oh my God, that is so stupid. And I've said that about myself over and over, but it sinks in a lot deeper when you can really look at somebody else and you're just not feeling that sense of panic and drive that they're feeling. And so when I do that, I feel a lot better. I really do a lot better too. And I have to work at it and really, really push myself to go online and look at these things. But when I do, it helps. And some of the videos are courageous and some are really mean. People like secretly taping somebody else and then like ridiculing their OCD behavior. And that's a terrible, dishonorable thing to do. But when I see it, it does help me because I realize, holy shit, that's how other people see me. Assholes, but that's how they see me, and I don't want to be like that. Here comes the part where I talk about my symptoms. Very embarrassing, but here we go. Most of them, for the last many years, have revolved around my domestic partner, 18 years. And most of my obsessions focus on the fact that if I do something wrong, he'll get cancer or die of HIV or get some disease or be hurt. Um, and my triggers, I'll just go through a couple of them because they're so awful and boring. But one is if I see a blemish on the sidewalk when I'm walking, like an old piece of gum, I have to walk back, then raise my left foot, and while holding it in the air, crack a knuckle or two on my left hand, and then step over the piece of gum or the blemish onto the sidewalk. If I'm walking down and someone brushes against me on one side of my body, sort of accidentally, I have to walk around back in front of them and then pass them on the other side to sort of negate that. They think that's pretty weird, but I still do it. If I touch the water faucet the wrong way, I have to wash my hands sort of by splashing them with water in a multiple of 4. Can't do 12 because that's right before 13. And I can't do 16 because 17 follows, and 6 plus 7 equals 13, and that would be bad. And if I get in bed the wrong way, again, I have to crack a knuckle on my left hand or my left foot and reach over and with my fingers touch a piece of wood. And if I don't do that right, I got to do it over and over again. And stepping through doors, if I don't do it cleanly, I have to walk back and forth until I get it a certain number of times. It's not a bad number. Anyway, there's a lot more, but it's so humiliating to talk about, and I think I probably made my point. I've been like this since I was a little kid, in one way or another, and I'm so used to it, I don't realize how bad my disease is, I think. So I have to make myself do stuff like this. I know I'll never get totally better, but I have to push it to get as much improvement as I can. So thank you for putting up with me and listening. Please don't be cruel. And maybe this helps somebody else. I don't know. Okay? So again, try looking at other people's symptoms. Try really dictating yours out or writing them down, like really, really writing them on paper or typing them out. Um, and it may help you the way it helped me. I don't know. And good luck to all of you, and to all the mean people out there who say horrible things. Fuck you. And that's it. Bye-bye.